We are making record time. Let's keep it up.
No sign of the Baron?
Sleeping like a baby. Before I forget, I'll be telling the boss what a good job you did yesterday.
I thought you were going to knock my block off. You don't think the Baron suspected anything?
Not a chance.
The guards? They were your men?
I prefer to call them colleagues, but yes, I had to have men I trusted on site in case anything went awry.
When the inspector, or whoever he was, found them, they were sleeping.
Sleeping off a hard night's work. The greatest wisdom is seeing through appearances.
Ready to go? Just let me know what's next.
Let's get the last statue on the boat, and then we're out of here.
I'm not sure the boat's going to take it. The weight's all on one side and could capsize it. Ready to go?
Hey. Oh. Huh. Ooh. Huh? Inspector getting up. Back to the drawing board. Nope. I'm going to have to look. Maybe I should just hang up. We all get it wrong. Really? I could do this in my... I impress even myself sometimes.
Ready to go? Just let me know what's next.
Ah. Oh. Aha. Hey. You can pick your job from the floor whenever you're ready, Inspector.
How could you? You must have. But the window.
You have spent your life as a detective, thinking inside the box, while I, the opposite. That's why I can do what I do, and you are left bewildered.
I'm not bewildered. It's just.
You wish you were me? Join the queue.
I'd rather be homeless on the street, actually. I've one last question.
We have the pleasure of entertaining at the present time the veteran detective, Monsieur Ganimard. An enthusiastic fisherman, he threatens to capture all the fish in our river. Was I close?
I had no intentions of being there. And I hate fishing.
Funny. The editor at Réveil de Quebec, an acquaintance of mine, thought otherwise.
But I wasn't there.
I'm sorry, Inspector. I just don't think that'll stand up in court. You might want to consider a different defense. I thought we had discussed this already. Of course it wasn't me. It was you.
Where did you find him? The look-alike. I want to know.
You should really think about your stress levels. It's not good for a man of your age.
I think I need a moment.
Take as long as required.
It wasn't you, because you were still in La Santé.
Correct.
It can't have been the real Inspector Ganimard. He would never do such a thing.
Could never do. Leaving us with?
An imposter inspector?
I must say, I'm enjoying this version of you. Direct, stern. One could even say bullheaded.
We'll see how cocksure you are when the trial comes.
Did I not say? I've decided I won't be present at my trial. It's best I tell you now.
You'll be there. And then you'll be spending a lifetime behind those walls. Mark my word.
I must say it was some scheme. Congratulated Inspector Ganimard through gritted teeth. What still stumps me, though, which detective's name had enough fame to draw the Baron into your game in the first place? None other than the great Inspector Ganimard. And really, it's very funny. If you go to the Baron and he decides to talk, it will be your duty to arrest yourself, just as you arrested me in America. The revenge is really very amusing. I caused Ganimard to arrest Ganimard.
Have you ever thought that you went too far with the inspector?
Are you forgetting he was the one chasing me?
You orchestrated a burglary while locked in a prison cell with his lookalike, just to toy with him.
Not only to toy with him, but it was certainly the most satisfying part. So, to answer your question, no, I don't.
But your time in a cell wasn't all fun and games. I barely recognized the man brought into the courtroom.
The events on board La Provence had proved more poignant than expected. I was starting to see my life in a different light, wanting more from it, and not just riches. An enormous crowd gathered at the court. Everybody wished to see the famous Arsène Lupin. They had a gleeful anticipation that the prisoner would play some audacious pranks upon the judge. But seeing him enter the court, expectation was replaced with shock.
Prisoner at the bar, stand up. State your name.
Désiré Baudru.
A new alias, I see. We will adhere to Arsène Lupin, by which you are more generally known. Silence in this courtroom will be considered as non-compliance. Do you understand me?
I am not Arsène Lupin.
There are judges that would allow this kind of behavior. I am not one of them. If you are seeking to avoid responsibility for your crimes on the ground of imbecility, then you think me a fool. The charges brought against you. Count 1, theft. Count 2, trespassing without correct ticket or documentation. Count 3, impersonation of a ship's captain. Count 4, a second case of theft, a pocket watch. Count 5, causing physical harm. Honestly, this list could continue until next week. So, how do you plead?
Désiré Baudru.
It would be wise to consider your next move if you wish to see the light again.
It shows what condemning a man to a life of solitude can do.
3 months wasn't exactly a life of solitude, and you didn't do yourself any favors with the judge. I think you're going to need to explain yourself.
Huh. Oh. What do you have there, my friend? Leftover breadcrumbs? My favorite. Not right now. I'm reading The Count of Monte Cristo. It's quite exhilarating. I'm sure if you asked nicely, they would bring you a blanket of your own. It is, isn't it? How about Mr. Cheddar? Yes, that'll do nicely. You're right. They do look like villainous henchmen.
Excuse me?
Judge Bouvier, what a pleasure.
Oh, you're awfully upbeat for a man facing a life between these walls. In fact, that's the reason I'm here today. To make sure you are who you say you are. A name that would later be discovered as a recently deceased cousin. A shameful act of the highest degree. The way in which Mr. Rosaine was bullied and humiliated was criminal in itself. No man, deserving in your eyes or not, should be treated as such. Ought to be a forgery, something that would not interest you. But that was not the case, and the priceless piece of art was destroyed. I am satisfied you are Arsène Lupin.
I am who I thought I was. Fantastic news.
Is there anything you wish to add?
In the name of honesty, I thought perhaps you'd be interested in some other cases. I thought I would do the right thing. I began with detailing the robbery of the Crédit Lyonnais, the theft in the Rue Babylone, the counterfeit banknotes, the burglaries at the various chateaux, making it clear it was all my work.
Surely you were just opening yourself up to more charges.
You've forgotten what I told the inspector when I was first locked up and he came to see me.
I fear you haven't grasped the seriousness of what you are admitting to.
Quite the opposite. I am well aware, but it's wasted on me, as I have decided that I shall not be present at my trial.
Really? You decided that?
If you suppose I'm going to rot in this concrete hell, you insult me. Arsène Lupin remains in prison just as long as it pleases him, and not 1 minute more. I am sorry, I haven't a card with me. My words catching the sentinel off guard. Huh? He eyed me from head to foot in astonishment. Then, without a word, he rang a bell, and the iron gate was partly open. I beg of you not to worry about me. When I wish to escape, I shall not require any assistance. I jested as I passed him returning to my temporary home.
The judge made a point of saying I was to keep a close eye on him. And I get the feeling it's my head on the chopping block if he did escape.
Inspector, something you might want to see.
If I walk into that cell block and he's not standing in his cell...
No, he's there. He's just walked himself back to the main gate.
Lupin! It's going to be a long day.
Oh,
No, the rat is not talking to me. Oh. Huh? Huh? Um.
Inspector, you look fantastic. Have you lost?
Save it.
Why not? I'm warming to the place, and my friends are here.
If you think for a minute that we're friends,
Be careful, or your head might not fit through the cell door. I was referring to the guards, and of course, my long-dead friend.
it wouldn't surprise me if he's manipulated them. Neither of them is the sharpest knife in the drawer.
Have I ever lied to you?
You're serious?
As a heart attack, Inspector. Yes, I have deceived, duped, outsmarted.
Wait just a minute.
And I continue to be nothing but honest with you. As I told Judge Bouvier, I shall be far from this desolate, soulless cell before my trial begins. You have my word.
It's called command. This old dog's still got some new tricks. No wonder. It's going to be a long... carry on like this. Who said I'm getting slow in my old age? It's going to be a long day.
Inspector, prisoners are allowed to read, aren't they?
If they're reading books, not secret messages from their network of criminals.
They just kept arriving for him. He said they were a gift from his...
I don't care if they're from King Edward VII himself. It's going... it's got... Huh? It's... Oh. It's got... Uh-huh. Oh. Not as clever as you think, huh? Get your head in the game. We've got to catch him. You're supposed to be an Master... Oh, no. How does he do? Just some good old-fashioned police work. It's going to... You're supposed to be in... It's called commons. Master thief? Pooh. Who said I'm getting slow in my old age?
That's it. This ends here.
I don't know if I've got it in me to hurt him.
Who said anything about... never mind. I want him in a new cell. I want his belongings stripped. He needs to learn what life in La Santé is really like. But I have one last question for you.
Inspector, you look fantastic. Have you lost?
Save it.
What did ever happen to her missing jewels?
They aren't missing. You stole them.
Without any proof, we shall just have to agree to disagree. And that was it. No more luxuries, no more anything. Just me, the cell, and my thoughts.
What did he think moving you to another cell was going to achieve?
Allow me to finish. All will become clear.
It would be wise to consider your next move if you wish to see the light again.
It's always a game with him. I can't let him think he's got one over on me again.
I hope you've decided to be more forthcoming with your answers.
Perfect. The judge is already frustrated with Lupin. And after he hears about his actions on board that ship, he'll be kissing goodbye to his freedom.
While you decide if this game of yours is worth continuing, we shall hear from Inspector Ganimard.
Keep calm. There's no reason to lose your head now. Quick, say something smart.
I was nowhere near that night. The night of the fire, you mean?
Funny how he knows the exact night I'm referring to.
I have only been in a hospital once, at my birth.
How am I meant to prove otherwise?
If I had them, I'd spend them.
There's no way he could forget those bonds were fake. I'm more confused now than I ever was. Surely there is more than enough to see that man locked up for the rest of his life.
You're aware of the lack of evidence provided. Thank you. I think we're all very clear on your feelings. Tell me about your relationship with the prisoner. And you were the arresting officer. You must be heavily invested in this trial.
I don't know what the judge is getting at. He committed a crime. He goes to jail.
And you feel he should face them today for all his crimes, whether part of this trial or not.
I want him punished for what he's done, as should the judge.
I understand this chase has been going on for some time, through many countries. So many miles you have crossed to apprehend him. A commendable act.
About time I got my dues.
It's something I've always wondered about. Why you?
I had the pleasure of meeting Inspector Ganimard at a young age, and he made his mind upon me, on the spot. Since then, he's made it his life's work to hunt me down.
To play devil's advocate, that is only one side of the story. You must have been up to something when you first met.
That may be so. And we'll save that for another day. But you can't deny it. I think without me, he'd have nothing.
Inspector, I'm beginning to question your involvement. Something makes me think you've invested a personal stake. Are you even sure of this man's identity?
I am. I was.
Inspector, take your seat. Lady Gerland, thank you for being here today.
If it finally means I can get my jewels back.
Your jewels? Are they not?
We'll get to that. I have some questions, and I'd like your honest answers.
I bet you weren't expecting to see her again.
If anything, I actually think Inspector Ganimard was more upset by the time she was finished.
I need to keep her away from mentioning the jewels. Easier said than done with her loud mouth.
Have you found them yet?
I need to keep her away from mentioning the jewels. Easier said than done with her loud mouth.
Bernard d'Andrézy. I knew we shouldn't have trusted him. I knew it.
Perfect. The judge will see. Lupin had prepared it all.
That's him in the dock, isn't it? Lock him up and throw away the key. He steals from the Gerland family. He pays the price.
Really, Arsène? Again?
You really are a stickler for the facts. Okay, then.
I need to keep her away.
It was the most harrowing experience of my life. He terrorized that ship and made our voyage a living hell.
That's it. Paint a picture of a devilish criminal.
Bernard d'Andrézy. I knew we shouldn't have trusted him. I knew it.
Perfect. The judge will see. Lupin had prepared it all.
That's him in the dock, isn't it? Lock him up and throw away the key. He steals from the Gerland family. He pays the price.
Perfect.
And, lastly, just so I understand, Lady Gerland's stolen jewels have been retrieved?
Isn't simple? No, they weren't. No thanks to him.
So, Lady Gerland is a liar?
Not a liar as such.
Not a liar at all. You useless excuse for an inspector.
At least, she said inspector.
Order! Order in the court!
Ganimard's ace in the hole hadn't worked, unless his plan was to be deafened and embarrassed in front of the entire courtroom.
He must have been seething, without any proof that you had the jewels.
He had nothing. Well, not exactly nothing, but I wasn't going to make it easy for him to find.
It's been a couple of days now. He's not looking so good.
He's getting food and water, right?
We're bringing it to him, but most of the time he doesn't touch it. Nothing. I don't think he's got it in him anymore.
He's not a frail old man.
Take a look for yourself.
Huh?
Inspector, what's that?
What does it look like?
It looks like a secret passageway. Did you know it was there?
Do you really think I put Arsène Lupin, the most dangerous criminal in all of France, in a cell with a secret passageway? Oh. Huh? Huh? Uh-huh.